Hello everyone, and welcome to this Fastlane review 2021. This is the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So, let's get this show underway, shall we? So, the pre-show was Riddle defending his title against Mustafa Ali of Retribution. Riddle would end up retaining the championship. And Riddle would retain. And then Mustafa Ali would then start yelling at his Retribution stablemates. Reckoning would walk away. And so did Slapjack, that he walked away too. And Mace and T-Bar would deliver a double choke slam, or as what Tom Phillips called it, the high justice on Ali. So the four members of Retribution basically turned on Mustafa Ali here. And this seems to be the end of Retribution, from what many people are suggesting. Now, I really hope this is the case, because I really don't like their names. I think Mace is like the only name I don't really mind. But I hope T-Bar reverts back to Dominic Dijakovic. I hope Slapjack reverts back to Shane Thorne. And I really hope Reckoning goes back to being Mia Yim. And if you gave me a pen and paper, on how I would book the members of Retribution after this, I would have Dijakovic and Mace as a tag team, because they've got that double tag team move, the Fall of Justice, the High Justice, or whatever it's called. They've got that, so you can have them as a tag team. I would move Shane Thorne over to SmackDown, put him in a tag team with Buddy Murphy, and for Mia Yim, I'd keep her on Raw. And I'd build her up as a babyface. So, yeah, that's what I would do with them. As for Ali, he can remain heel. I think Ali could do some good stuff as a heel going forward. The first match of the actual show was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending their titles against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. And then Sasha would get pinned. Your SmackDown Women's Champion is being pinned. This is her second pay-per-view. This is two pay-per-views back-to-back she's been pinned. First by Nia Jax, then by Shayna Baszler. And what's worse, it was a roll-up. That's what made it worse. So Sasha would lose, and Sasha would slap Bianca in the face, ultimately making people think she's going to become a heel. Now, I don't think this is a full-on heel turn. At least, not yet. I think it's more tease. I think that's more like a tease of a heel turn. I don't really think it's an actual heel turn. I just more think it's not a heel turn. I just don't think Sasha slapping Bianca in the face is a heel turn. I just more think it's Sasha, getting some... Because, Bianca's been blaming Sasha. Because, they lost to Natalya and Tamina on SmackDown. And Bianca blamed it on Sasha. And she blamed it on Sasha. Bianca's been blaming Sasha lately. She was blaming Sasha a couple of times. And so Sasha, to me, felt like she just returned the favor. I don't really consider it a heel turn. But, these people. Everybody thinks whatever Sasha Banks does is a heel turn. So, it is what it is. But at least we can now finally put some focus and attention on Sasha Banks and Bianca on the road to WrestleMania. And hopefully it becomes the main event. Big E would retain against Apollo Crews, and if I can find it here, Okay, so here it says that Big E reversed a pin attempt by Cruz into his own prone attempt pin, I guess, and that helped him retain. Some people were confused on what happened here. Some people were telling me it was a double pin, but I had to take a quick look to see what was the climax. So, yeah. So yeah, Big E would retain here, and we're continuing the feud. We're continuing this on until WrestleMania, and as it should. I feel like Apollo Crews winning the title at WrestleMania, to me, makes the most sense. If Apollo Crews wins the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, I think everything they've done is worth it. I feel like everything they would have done up to this point would be worth it, because you're giving him a big title win on the big stage. And if it doesn't happen, then maybe this whole character becomes a fail after that. So, we can only hope and pray. Braun Strowman faces Shane McMahon here, and Shane McMahon didn't get in the ring. He decided to be a coward and not compete. He decided to have Elias take his place. And Braun would just annihilate poor old Elias. Who wants to get squashed like Elias? Who wants to squash Elias? That's basically what happened here. Then we had Seth Rollins face off against Shinsuke Nakamura in a really good match. Seth would get the victory, however. I mean, I'm not too frustrated with that, to be fair. Here's the thing. This is Seth's first match back. This is his first match back, so I'm not too angry about this. I do hope Shinsuke does eventually beat Seth Rollins, but hey, it's Seth's first match back, so he wasn't going to lose. I didn't think for 1 second Seth was going to lose to Shinsuke Nakamura, but it was a good match. Hope we get to see more of those two face each other down the road. Then we had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. Another really good match. So, yeah, we had another really good matchup here. And I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy that. So there's one thing I didn't enjoy. That is Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton. I'm pretty sure you guys know how I feel about this. And I already bent my frustration out on social media, so I'm not going to waste your time here. I'm not going to yell like a 5-year-old. I'm not going to yell and scream like a 2-year-old. All I'm going to say is this. WWE you made a terrible, terrible, terrible mistake. You are making a terrible mistake by making Randy Orton look like a complete and utter idiot in this whole match. Randy Orton is supposed to be a ruthless, cunning superstar, and yet you're making him fear a woman with supernatural powers. The only thing that should have happened in this match is Randy Orton RKOing Alexa Bliss and delivering the punt kick to her head. That's really what all this match should have been. Now, The Fiend coming back, I knew it was going to happen, but it would have made a lot more sense if Randy Orton was mercilessly beating down Alexa Bliss. If you're trying to portray Randy Orton as the heel in this storyline, what Alexa Bliss was doing should have been what Randy Orton was doing. Randy Orton should have been the one tormenting and torturing Alexa. If you're supposed to portray Randy as the heel, then he should have been the one showing no remorse to Alexa Bliss. He should have given her an RKO and punted her in the head. And that's when you had The Fiend rise out from under the ring, causing Randy Orton to shit himself. That would have made a lot more sense. But no, let's have a woman who can't really wrestle really well. Let's just have Alexa Bliss pin Randy Orton. Yeah, after her sister Abigail. Yeah, that's a really brilliant idea, WWE. Yeah, let's make Randy Orton look like a complete utter fool. You guys know, you guys understand how much of a big fan I am of Randy Orton. This guy is my idol. This guy is my hero. And now I have to forever live with the fact that this man lost to a woman. I have to live with this fact for the rest of my life. Randy Orton is not winning at WrestleMania. With The Fiend coming back, this ultimately means The Fiend is going to beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. There is no way in hell Randy Orton is going to beat The Fiend at WrestleMania. They're making Randy Orton look weak. And he's supposed to be the heel in this story, isn't he? He's supposed to be the heel. But no, I've been saying this since the very beginning of this feud. I do not understand how you can say Randy Orton is the heel and how Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt are baby faces in this story. The Fiend is basically the devil. I sound like I'm repeating myself all the goddamn time when I talk about this ridiculous, stupid feud. I feel like I repeat myself all the goddamn time. I repeat myself over and over and over again, and you're probably damn sick of it. You're probably damn sick of me repeating the same shit over and over again because it's repetitive. Randy is not winning at WrestleMania. No way in hell he is winning at WrestleMania. They have burned his grave. They have burned his grave after how they've been booking him throughout this entire feud. They've been booking him to look like a complete chump at the hands of Alexa Bliss. Vomiting black liquid all the time. Randy Orton has not gotten any revenge on Alexa Bliss since the fireball. Since the fireball thrown in his face, he has not gotten any kind of payback against Alexa Bliss. And he's supposed to be the heel. And he's supposed to be the heel. Understand that. He's supposed to be the heel, but yet Alexa Bliss one-ups him every time. Yeah, I'm supposed to believe Randy Orton is the villain in this story. I've said this so many times, you're probably damn sick of it, but at this point, it's just, I'm just sick of it. I'm just done with this feud. I'm just done with this feud. Can they just can this feud and not do the ending at WrestleMania? Can they just not bother with the match at WrestleMania? And apparently now, Randy's wife, Kimberly, made a comment towards Alexa Bliss. And everybody's getting all upset about it. Everyone's upset at what she said. Sending what she had to say about Alexa Bliss. Well, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? That is her damn husband in the ring. Yeah, I'd be angry too. I'd be angry too if I saw my husband lose to a woman. Yeah, I'd be angry too. So don't go blaming Kim for getting upset at something that she clearly did not like. Now some people think it's going to lead to a mixed tag. Kimberly Orton isn't a wrestler. Kimberly Orton isn't a wrestler. Randy Orton's real life wife, if you guys don't know who the hell I'm talking about, Randy Orton's real life wife, Kim Marie, or whatever her name is, she took to social media, she told Alexa, you've made an effing mistake. That's what she said. You made an effing mistake. And now everybody's assuming this is going to lead to a mixed tag. Kimberly Orton isn't a wrestler, guys. She's not a wrestler. But Fiend is winning at WrestleMania. Not only Sasha is probably most likely going to lose at WrestleMania, Randy Orton's most likely going to lose as well. So yay, another WrestleMania for me being totally sad and disappointing. Anyway, I'm moving on from this. You guys probably don't want to hear me bitch about this anymore. The main event was Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns tapped out, but Edge was enraged because Daniel Bryan accidentally struck Edge. Oh wow, poor Edge. Oh, poor little Edge, upset because Daniel Bryan hit him. Poor little Edge. And Edge is the enforcer. He's the enforcer in this match, and instead of doing his job as an enforcer, counting the submission, because Roman tapped out. Roman was tapping. Edge clearly sees the tap out. At least when Mike Tyson was an enforcer for Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, at least he actually called the fall. But with Mr. Edge over here, he clearly sees the tap out. He didn't want to ring the bell. He just decides to grab a steel chair and just bash Roman and Bryan with it. And then this leads to Roman Reigns pinning Daniel Bryan. Great. Great. So, what does this mean? Does that mean we're going to be getting a triple threat at WrestleMania? God, I hope so. I have no interest whatsoever. I have no interest whatso goddamn ever in a Roman Edge one-on-one encounter. So there you go, guys. That's Fastlane. That is your Fastlane review. Was it a good show? I mean, outside of some of the good matches, yeah, I think it was fine. Drew, Sheamus, Seth, Nakamura, Roman, Bryan were pretty good matches. Retribution breaking up, to me, definitely could make things better. Reverting them back to their old names. But overall, I thought it was meh. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. You're lucky I'm being generous. Because I could have easily said the image of Alexa Bliss beating Randy Orton could have automatically made me give it a 0 out of 10. So you're lucky I'm being generous and giving it a 5 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your thoughts and opinions. And I will see you all next time.